Eric Burgess here with Music Marketing TV. Today we're taking a look at the Chicago Upright 1927 piano by Boz Digital. It is part of a suite of pianos they have. We're going to be writing some music with it, and I want to show you just sort of a method I like to use to write out a piano part and sort of get a move on with it, right? Sometimes it can be a little intimidating, blank canvas. Where do you even start? That kind of a thing. So let's go ahead and jump over to the actual writing of notes. So I like to use the sing method, or whatever you want to call it. I like to hum something and then try and write it. It might not exactly match what I'm singing. You know, a lot can happen. But I'm thinking of something that goes like ba 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 da ba 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 ba. That's kind of the rhythm I'm envisioning, with a low part, a low key being hit, some sort of a middle like chord to accent the middle of the measure, and then some high notes that maybe will sprinkle a melody on later on down the line. So that's kind of my vision for what I want to do. Tempo-wise, I've already picked a tempo. I'm around 86 beats per minute. If I go ahead and just tap it in, right? Da 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 da. Oh, about 92 in this case. Somewhere in this neighborhood, though, it's going to work out. There'll be a range of tempos that work. So let's go ahead and write it in. So first off, I'm going to use a chord progression I think sounds pretty cool. If you're scared of chord progressions, you could just go look up chord progressions and try out different ones. But I think going from a C minor chord, which is the minor 1, to a major 7, to a minor 4 chord, or even a major 4 chord could work, would sound pretty cool. And we'll repeat that twice. And on the second one, we'll do a chromatic thing downwards. This is just sort of what I'm thinking of doing. We'll see how it works out down the line. Let's just start out by writing that first chord. So let's get down a C minor chord. I already have it written in here at the top. We're going to put down a C, an E flat, and a G. And I have this 1, 2. And I know on 2, I want that to be more emphasized. So on that, I'm going to put the chord. So the chord's going to land on beat 2. Beat 1's just going to emphasize part of it. We'll have it play the tonic. Ba, ba. And then I want it to go down, da. I'm picking out up. Something like this. So we're gonna go this da da, and then these da 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 da. We might change this to be over here. I don't know. Let's just hear it. Actually, that is pretty nice. Okay, so for these, let's go ahead and make it a little bit more musical. First, starting in root position, let's just go ahead and make this an inversion. We're already hitting the root note here. This is going to be louder. These notes will have just be a touch louder. I don't know, just a little bit of variation. And then that's fine. Have this actually be a bit softer. This will be that loud. That's fine. This will be a touch louder. This will be a touch softer. Now we have this. And let's go ahead and, if we make this really short, we'll have this be really short too. We'll have it do this dun 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 dun. So right, we're gonna, just listen to the inspiration that comes to you. Vary up the lengths. I think we want this to be a bit shorter too. Okay, let's take a look here. We have a mix control. I like this more forward one more. Let's look at the reverb. Yeah, that's nice. And then these we'll leave alone. Okay, so we have this set up. Right now we are doing a C minor chord. Let's now go over to that major 7. So this is going to be, we're going to do a C minor, and we're going to use the lowered 7 in this case. So I'm going to use a B flat major 7 chord. And when I say major 7, I mean it's like the 7th chord, not like an actual 7 chord. That makes sense. So we're going to use a B flat major chord is all I'm trying to say. That's going to be B flat, a D, and an F. So I'm going to take this. We're just going to reuse this variation. It's going to work out pretty well. We might, if you really want to get into it, you could add like tiny variations every time. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we're going to do a B flat, and this chord has B flat, D, and F in it. So I'm going to sort of move to those notes. So these E's will become F's. This G will become a B flat, and these will become D's. So now we have B flats, D's, and F's. Here's an F, and this is a B flat. So we have all the notes in the chord. Sound like this now. And now let's go over to that F, and I think F major would sound pretty cool, actually. Control D, by the way, is disselect. It's one that I use way more than you think you would. You can click to dispel selections, but a lot of times clicking also adds something to the screen, and I find this keyboard shortcut to be one of my most used ones now. Alt-T to add a marker. We are going to go from B flat to F major. I think F major would be pretty dope, and if you look at this, the 5 of B flat is F, so it's kind of like this is a 1, and we're going to a 5, and then we're going to swing back to a C minor. So we might actually do F major twice. Would be kind of cool. And I want to stick with hitting these like root notes. Man, that is really low though. We'll see. Listen to that jazz. The F's will stay the same. We'll take this B flat up to a C, and these, what do we have, A? We'll actually take this down to an A. And we'll take these D's down to C's. So if you know your music theory a little bit, this will make life a touch easier. We'll go ahead and repeat this, and it'll sound like, so now we have this. Pretty nice. And then here we might go and do something a bit different. We might lead it down. All right, so let's go ahead and take this section here, and we are going to repeat it, only this time with the B flat. We're gonna follow it up with something, some other chord. And if we look, the major 3 is a pretty popular choice. I think it would actually sound pretty cool. And then we could throw a 5 chord right here, and I also think that would work out pretty well. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna hit Control A to select everything. Control B to duplicate the selection. It will just paste it at the end of wherever your selection was. And Control D to deselect. So we have this. Let's go ahead and label them. So this is gonna be C minor still. We won't even change it. This is gonna be B flat major. Now you could alter these and maybe change the voicing a touch, but they'll work fine the way they are. And finally, we're gonna go for an E flat major here, and we're gonna go for a G major here. Actually, let's go G minor. So for these, let's go ahead and change them up. So E flat major, we're going to hit an E flat that's gonna have E flat. What is it? G, E flat, G, B flat. So let's go for an E flat. And this is going to have an E flat, a G, and a B flat. Wow, that's really nice. We'll change these down to E flats, and we'll change this down to a G, maybe. That could be kind of cool. This will change to a B flat. This will change to an E flat. And then over here, we have a G minor. So it's going to be G, B flat, D. This one, I'm going to move up. We'll have this become... Ooh, let's see here. Well, we'll just move this up. So we have G flat, B flat, D. And this will be G. Then we'll change this to a G, G. And then here is where we could do something interesting. We could do something like this still. And this time it'd have like a G minor kind of a vibe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's hear how this sounds. Yeah, it's pretty nice. But that's how you could write in a piano part. Let me add a few other parts now and get a little track going. So that's writing a piano part with a Chicago upright 1927 piano. Let me know what you think down below. Do you use as much theory as I do? Do you use more? Do you just play it in? What is your vibe when it comes to writing piano parts? And what do you think of the piano sound? Interested to hear what you just think of it down below. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos, and have a blessed day.